Hey everybody, and a warm welcome to a new story. Today's story is called I End Up in a Messy Situation with a Recently Divorced Man 16 Years Older Than Me, from the datinghell subreddit. I hope you like it and will enjoy the time. If you like my content and this kind of videos, please leave a comment and subscribe to my channel. As always, this story is told from the OP's point of view. Enjoy it. To start you off, I am 19 years old. I had recently got over a really rough breakup when I decided to download Tinder and put myself out there again. I kinda left my range super wide and was kinda looking for anything I could tap as fast as I could in a way. That's when I swiped on this dude. He was older, but he was really handsome and had those muscly kinda arms that make you just want to hug him tight. He was also only going to be in town shortly for a job interview, perfect person for a little one-night stand, I thought. We chatted for around a week before deciding to meet up. We decided after we do everything he wants we would go hot tubbing at his hotel. So the whole situation starts the first night he is in town. He meets me near my job and asks me to show him around downtown. So we walk around a bit and explore. He decides we should get Korean food, so we head to a place and have some really tasty food. I was all charmed at this point because it isn't like a typical cheap Korean food place, this is one of the fanciest restaurants I'd been to in a while. And he paid for everything. After we ate I was stuffed, but he said he wanted to stop by Whole Foods to get some kombucha, I roll, so we did. He then proceeds to walk from the store straight into their alcoholic section. I am kinda like, what, so I just go wait outside instead of right in front of the alcoholic section. He comes out and is like, I got something for you too, don't worry. We get back to his hotel and he starts mixing vodka with cherry coke and drinking it. Keep in mind it's like 2 on a Thursday. He passes me the hard juice he got for me and I slowly drink some. I don't really drink much, I'm more of a weed smoker. But he then goes, oh it must be too hot, and puts it into an ice glass. The whole time he is doing this and almost any time I take a sip, he is filling it more. To be honest, still at this point I'm very charmed. Like my ex was near my age and we could never do stuff like this. We go to change into our swim gear and head to the pool because we found out the hot tub was closed due to snow. We swim for a while and talk more about our hobbies and stuff. I have to use it bad because of the drinks, so I run off to the bathroom and I come back and he is eating an apple, that I still have no idea where he got from. We go back to his room and rinse off. We end up watching The Mummy. I sorta start wondering if he just wanted like a tour guide and not a hookup because we are literally just watching The Mummy. He then starts cuddling me, etc. we FK. I started having kinda red flags pop in my because of some of the things he is saying during, I'm going give you a baby. Tell me if you are going keep it because I don't want to waste my CM, the whole time he is wearing a condom and I had told him about my birth control implant. Afterwards I went to the bathroom to go use it and he says, when is the last time you did it, I don't need you to give me gonorrhea. And I tell him honestly, last time I did it was with my ex and we always used protection. He then goes on kind of a rant about me mentioning my ex right after we had Shay and he was still HRNY. I'm super confused and just like, you asked me? He calms down a bit and we continue drinking. He says, you know you have to drink it all, it's my only day here, so I end up drinking a whole 6-pack of that stuff all alone and am pretty tipsy. He then decides he wants to go to Target to get snacks. This part is actually pretty fun and made me like him a bit more. He had started almost 3 conversations and was being very outgoing. He even broke up a fight between a group of 9 boys. My ex had been very shy and would never do anything like that, so I saw it as brave and was figuratively wet. He buys $63 worth of snacks knowing he was leaving tomorrow afternoon. I tried to get him to kinda calm down, but he just said he was going eat them all anyways and it was his money. We got back to the hotel, did it again, and then I fell asleep. I woke up the next morning at 4 a.m. and just got ready and went to work. I only worked 5 blocks from his hotel, so I just walked there and started my day. I texted him our goodbyes thinking that was the end and started my shift. Was near the end of my shift when I decided to do that. I have to go to the bathroom, but I'm really just going into a stall and sitting on my phone for 5 minutes. When I see a text from him saying he wants me to come with him while he's getting a haircut. I tell him I get off in an hour and we plan for it. I meet him at the place and his haircut just starting. This is a point I have to note now. I am a black girl, dude is white, and the barber is black as well. The barber and me have a little conversation and barber starts talking to the dude. That's when the floodgates open, I guess. He starts talking about his ex-wife and how as soon as she started selling makeup on Facebook, I looked her up and she sells for an MLMLMAO. She became distant and started chatting with guys. How she cheated on him as soon as he got her AB job and lip injections, and how she left with his 6 kids. 6 kids. I was absolutely flabbergasted. I didn't know he had any kids, let alone 6. I'm trying to hide my shock because I have my headphones on while spying. He gets his haircut done and tells the barber that he absolutely loves it and that it's the best haircut he's ever had in his life. We start walking back to the hotel to get him ready to leave, and he is crying, talking about how his haircut makes his head look like AP. I'm honestly kind of annoyed because I feel like he made me seem like I'm a sex worker or something. Me being a young black girl, hanging around an older white man that I have unknown connections to while he bitches about his ex-wife to anyone that will listen. And also because he didn't tell me he had kids. We head to his hotel, he hurriedly packs and we get on the light rail so I can take him to the Amtrak station. We get to the Amtrak station and he gets this wild idea to ask me to come with him for the weekend. I'm stupid and I didn't have any weekend plans, so I said sure. Run back to my place, get some clothes and everything I'd need and get back to the Amtrak station. He buys my ticket, we get on the train. 30 minutes into our 4-hour train ride, he starts telling this older couple exactly what he had told the barber. Loud enough so the whole train car could hear what he was talking about, and I start getting weird looks. I cover my head with my little blanket and fake like I'm asleep for the rest of the ride. We get to our stop and he tells me his dad is going to be waiting for us since it's 3 a.m. So I'm like, or at least he has good family connection. Again, I am stupid. We get back to his dad's place and he is actually living in his dad's basement. But it has an ensuite bathroom, so it's pretty much like having my own place. He then tried to explain that he's not a loser because I have my master's in engineering. Okay. He proceeds to watch A Star is Born, Bohemian Rhapsody, and The Labyrinth on repeat until I wake up at 9 a.m. He wakes me up and we do it, and then I go take a shower. I did take quite a while because I was doing the trifecta, hair, makeup, shower. So about an hour. He comes in the bathroom and hops in shower with me and pretty much does a little rinse off. I'll come out and I hear him say, "You need to lose some weight." I finish doing what I need to do and I come out a little angry, ready to tell him off. He then says, "No, I was talking to myself." I'm just like, whatever, and I'm on my phone and he tries to take it. I'm like, WTF is wrong with you? And I smell that he's been drinking. It's like 10:30 at the latest. He starts crying about how his ex-wife was secretive about her phone, and I start explaining to him about how I just like my privacy, and even though I have nothing to hide, I still don't want him going through my phone. He spends the next 2 hours talking to me about stuff and he's crying, and I actually start to feel bad for him. His dad gets home earlier and he goes upstairs, and next thing I know I hear screaming and stomping around. I'm sitting here in absolute shocking, hearing stuff like, "You told me you were straight, and you promised me you were going to stay straight." I'm super confused and I have no idea what the hell they are talking about. I then hear my name being called. His dad summons me upstairs and is like, has he been drinking? And I tell him, maybe. I then get a talking to and he's like, he isn't to be drinking. Drinking ruined his life. He lost his good-paying job because of drinking. He has had 3 dwees in the past month because of drinking. He has lost everything because of drinking. I would appreciate if you tell me if he does it again. I don't blame you, but he will be staying in a hotel if I catch him drinking again. So I'm just like, wow, he's a real alcoholic. And I get kind of worried because I'm here for 2 more days and this is just the first day. His day then drops us off at a local park and tells me to try and sober him up. We look around at scenery and he decides to show me his bank account with more than $50,000 in it to prove to me that he isn't poor and he can move anytime he wants. We then walk towards a beach and he starts saying how he wants to walk across it. It is still frozen, but it is 40 degrees, so not very frozen. I keep trying to talk him out of it, but he runs on it anyways and I'm crying thinking he's going drown and I'm going be stranded in this random small town. He meets these meth heads who are also walking on the lake and for some reason thinks it would be funny to ask them if they know where he could buy some coke. I'm like, WTF, and I pull us out of the situation by shuffling us into a random pizza place. The pizza was pretty good, but he ordered a drink and I told our waitress he couldn't drink and she literally rolled her eyes at me and just took the rest of his order. I then sit in silence the rest of the time and eat my pizza, just ready to go home. I make him take some gum so his dad doesn't know and then we leave and walk in silence back to his place. The next day goes by quickly because he didn't want to do anything but watch A Star Is Born, Bohemian Rhapsody, and The Labyrinth while crying and lying to me saying he had cancer. We decided to go wait for my train and I was just happy to be going home to peace and serenity and quiet. When we get to the train station and head to the lobby, there is a man sitting there. I think nothing of it and just sit down on my phone and he decides to strike up a conversation with the guy. The conversation quickly goes south as I hear him say, "You want some?" and I look at him with a mad look. He comments to the other guy sitting there, "She looks mad now." And the guy replies back in the most disgusting, gross, derogatory way possible saying, "No, she looks like she wants you inside her." I was like FK now and decided to leave the situation. I told him to come with me, let's go outside, and he said, "No, just wait." So the guy went outside for a while and I was like, "So you really just going laugh and smile in this dude's face while he sits here and disrespects me?" And he said, "I thought you would be okay with it since you are both the same color." I'm just like, what the FK is wrong with you? I tell him to email me my train ticket and I make myself comfortable out on the train platform. I'm on my phone watching YouTube videos, just having a nice time, and I decide it's quiet so I should go check on him. I pop in there and he is in the process of buying Jimmy John's for this stranger. I'm going buy him Jimmy John's because he wants a sandwich. "Do you want anything?" I was sorta really pissed because he's buying Jimmy John's for some rando after the dude just disrespected me. I said, "This is the last time I'm going come back in here. Come out with me instead," and he was like, "No, we are going buy Jimmy John's." I walk back onto the platform and continue waiting for my train. A Jimmy John's delivery person walks by me and she asks where the lobby was and I pointed her into the direction and warned her that they were a bit drunk. 20 minutes later the police are pulling up and taking statements on an altercation that happened within the lobby, saying someone had called them concerning a robbery. I go in there and the guy the first was with is telling police how he bought the stranger Jimmy John's and then he pushed him, took $400 from his pocket, and put the sandwiches in his backpack, all of which I later found out was a lie. He was very intoxicated and smelled like it too. I tell the police only what I witnessed and the train pulls up so I get on. I was about to leave his ass but the police started asking me if I knew this man, and if this man was going with me because if not he was going to be put in lockup. So I told him he was coming with and made him promise to pay for his ticket once we got on board. The conductor came through and told him straight up, "I know what's going on. I smell the alcohol on you. Just be cool during your ride and everything will be fine." He paid for the ticket and I tried to sway him to go to bed. That's when the 4 hours in hell came. He started accusing me of taking his money, of being in league with this guy to steal from him because you both have to be the only black people within a 50-mile radius. He then started threatening to start a scene and call the police because he knew I stole from him. 14 minutes into this rant he found his money that the guy stole and apologized for that. He then couldn't find his phone and started blaming both of us for stealing his iPhone XS. He said, "If you don't find it within 10 minutes I'm calling the police, if you do, I'm going marry you." So I'm just like, this dude is super drunk and crazy. I find his phone and also find his Jimmy John sandwich that the guy had stole from him. He then sees me shuffling in my purse and is insisting that I stole $40 that he left at his house. He then called his dad and made him look and his dad confirmed that it was still on his shelf. After all this he started crying, apologizing, and proposing to me. I put my earbuds in and ignored the rest of the way. We get off at the train station and we are waiting on our bus and he is grabbing all on my ass very hard. I keep slapping his hand away and he keeps finding his way to put it there. On the bus I tell him let's go to the back so I have room to put my bags and he says no and so I just go anyways and am sitting there. Bus ride is going and he is texting me to come closer to him. I'm just relaxing and ignoring him but at one point I decided, might as well, and so I went closer to him and he starts loudly going on a rant on the bus in front of everyone about how I'm ashamed of him because he is white and that I won't even sit by him. Luckily we are pretty close to our stop and so I just am so embarrassed because I see that bus driver on the daily and once it reaches our stop I practically run off the bus. I am just so over the whole thing and make him call his dad and his dad said tomorrow. We get to my place and he starts arguing with me about wanting to meet my roommates and stuff. He even yells for one of my roommates to come down quite loudly. I end up letting him meet one of them just to shut him up and then I go to sleep because I have to be up at 5 in the morning. I make him come with me and tell him to chill in a Starbucks. For the whole day he didn't drink a drop until 15 minutes before his dad shows up. Now he was totally wasted. I give his dad the bottle, tell him what has been going on, wave him goodbye. Other stuff happened after that but I've been writing for 2 hours now. Let me know if you want to know the rest. What do you think about this story? Tell me your thought in the comments. If you like the story and the content, please leave a like, subscribe and share this video. Also have a look into my playlist for more entertaining stories.